The night has always held secrets. Ancient tales speak of creatures that stalk the darkness, preying on the living. These are the vampires, beings of legend, whispered about in hushed tones, their thirst for blood insatiable, their hunger unending. One such tale emerges from the shadows of 18th century Serbia, a story that chills the very marrow, the story of Petar Blagojevic. The village of Kisiljevo, nestled among rolling hills and dense forests, knew little of the horrors that awaited them. Life was simple, the people hard-working and devoted to their land. But darkness was creeping in, a shadow about to fall on their tranquil existence. It arrived with the passing of a villager, a man named Petar Blagojevic, or so they thought. Petar Blagojevic was a farmer, a simple man leading an unremarkable life. His death, however, was anything but ordinary. Days after his burial, whispers began to circulate throughout Kisiljevo. Villagers claimed to have seen Blagojevic, his eyes glowing with an unnatural light. He moved with an eerie silence, a spectral figure against the moonlit sky. These sightings were accompanied by a string of gruesome deaths. Healthy villagers, one by one, were found dead in their beds. Their bodies, drained of blood, bore strange bite marks on their necks. Panic seized Kisiljevo. The villagers were living a nightmare. The dead, it seemed, had risen, and he walked among them. Fear, potent and consuming, spread like wildfire through the narrow cobblestone streets of Kisiljevo. The villagers, steeped in the folklore of their ancestors, knew the stories of vampires, creatures that returned from the grave, thirsting for the lifeblood of the living. Could this be what plagued them now? Was Petar Blagojevic truly one of the undead? Tales of vampires, passed down through generations, spoke of their aversion to sunlight, their strength beyond that of mortal men, and their insatiable hunger for blood. Garlic and hawthorn were said to ward off these creatures of the night, while a stake through the heart was the only way to ensure their demise. Desperate for answers, the villagers turned to these ancient beliefs for protection. The local priest, a man of God named Father Vasa, was summoned. He listened intently as the villagers recounted the horrifying events that had befallen their community. A somber cloud settled over his face as he realized the gravity of the situation. This was no ordinary evil they faced. This was a darkness that threatened to consume them all. With a heavy heart, Father Vasa knew what had to be done. He gathered a group of the bravest villagers armed with crucifixes, wooden stakes and hammers. Together they would confront the creature that haunted their village. They would find Petar Blagojevic's grave and end his reign of terror. Under the pale light of the moon, they unearthed Blagojevic's grave. A cold wind swept through the graveyard as they pried open the coffin. Inside lay Blagojevic, or rather, what remained of him. His skin was flushed, his hair and nails had grown, and his mouth was twisted into a grotesque snarl. A stake was driven through his heart. The villagers, exhausted but relieved, buried Blagojevic's body once more, this time taking no chances. Garlic was strewn over his grave and a hawthorn branch placed upon it. The reign of terror in Kisiljevo ceased. Life slowly returned to normal, but the memory of Petar Blagojevic lingered. His tale became a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface, a cautionary story whispered around hearths on cold winter nights. Though peace had returned to Kisiljevo, the legend of the Vampire of Kisiljevo had only just begun. The tale of Petar Blagojevic spread beyond the borders of Kisiljevo, carried by travelers and traders to distant lands. It became intertwined with existing folklore, adding another layer of fear and intrigue to the already terrifying myth of the vampire. His story served as a warning, a reminder that even in death, some secrets refuse to stay buried. Even today, centuries later, the legend of Petar Blagojevic continues to fascinate and frighten. His tale serves as a reminder of the power of folklore, the enduring strength of superstitions, and the dark corners of our collective imagination. It is a testament to the enduring fascination with the unknown, the creatures that lurk in the shadows, and the chilling possibility that sometimes the dead do not rest in peace.